The important global issue presently faced by the mankind is the protection of the health from COVID 19. In the present discussion, we are going to discuss how the name Corona 19 has originated and where from and how it has originated and how it has been spread throughout the world, how the information on COVID 19 was destroyed by the Chinese people, scientists, and other officials. Efforts were made to identify who are the funding agencies funded for this virology lab, and in return, China, what kind of return gifts were given. This is the Wuhan Institute of Virology lab, instrumental in producing the COVID 19 virus. This is also largest virus bank, preserves more than 1500 different strains of viruses, which provides data on viruses of all over the world. Based on the origin of the virus, it has been named as Wuhan Virus. US President Donald Trump, in emotional speech, it has been described as Chinese virus. As it is a racist terminology, the WAPO has coined it as a Chinese Communist Party virus. To protect the Chinese interest, the WHO called the terminology COVID 19 on 11th February 2020. The first case of COVID 19 virus dates back to 17th November 2019, which was reported by the South China Morning Post on 13th March. This is in contrast to the WHO report that says the first confirmed case of novel coronavirus in China was dated on December 8th. By the time it was the second week of December, the Wuhan doctors were finding cases that the virus was spreading from one to human to another. There was a steady rise in the number of cases affected by what came to be dubbed as pneumonia cases with unknown cause by the Chinese authorities. It was reported on December 21st that the staff that was suspected of contracting pneumonia has been quarantined. By late December, China saw an exponential rise in the number of cases. On December 21st, 2019, the scientists working in the Wuhan laboratory reported that there is a shortage of trained technicians, experts in virological studies, and the safety of operation of the high contaminated laboratory. The state departments were warned of safety issues of Wuhan lab studying viruses. Action was taken by the Chinese administration. Yuan Zheng, chief scientist from Wuhan Virology Lab, also published an article in the Biosafety and Biosecurity Journal about the lapses in Wuhan Virology Lab. One of the scientists from Wuhan Institute of Virology reports, I have seen better seals on my refrigerator. Shocking photos from inside Wuhan lab show broken seal on unit which stores 1500 virus strains, including the bad coronavirus behind the deadly pandemic. By the time it has been realized, 37 people have been infected and 900 people died. Officials finally began to seal the borders on January 23rd, but it was too late. The military and the police were given full powers to lock down the entire Wuhan city and all the houses. The Chinese officials not treated people like people. The document pointed out that China imposed travel bans on people throughout the nation, but continued to tell the rest of the world travel bans were unnecessary. By 23rd January, 5 million people left the Wuhan city. The top 10 global destinations for travelers from high-risk Chinese cities around Lunar New Year, according to their analysis, were Thailand, Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, South Korea, the United States, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, and Australia. In Africa, Egypt, South Africa, Ethiopia, Mauritius, Morocco, Nigeria, and Kenya topped the list. The Communist Party of China systematically planned to spread the virus through the travelers. If you look into the data, 5 million people left from Wuhan airport to different destinations without proper screening. And also, the Chinese government has not informed the concerned governments that people are carrying the viruses. It is evident from this that they wanted to spread this virus entire world within few days. The Five Eye Intelligence Alliance claims that China lied to the world about human to human transmission of the coronavirus. Intelligence showed that China had evidence of human to human transmission from early December but continued to deny. The WHO was also aware of human to human transmission at an early date. Taiwan highlighted this concern to the agency on December 31st. President Donald Trump doubled down on blaming China for the corona's pandemic. It could have been stopped right where it came from China, Trump said at White House news conference. Trump has repeatedly called the coronavirus the Chinese virus and been criticized for doing so. Donald Trump further said WHO is a puppet for China and suspended funding to the WHO, accusing it being misguided the world on the coronavirus. The entire world knows that China has donated $30 million to WHO. This itself indicates that China has bribed WHO for misguiding the entire world. The People's Republic of China and its ruling Chinese Communist Party have deceived the world about the coronavirus since its appearance in late 2019. In this situation, brief the victims of communism Memorial Foundation compares the timeline and facts with China's ongoing disinformation campaign about the coronavirus origin, nature, and spread. This brief also demonstrates how the World Health Organization has promoted and helped legitimize China's false claims. Information obtained by the Sunday Telegraph speaks about the suppression and destruction of evidences on COVID 19. It points out various samples are destroyed at genomic labs. Wildlife market stalls bleach this genome sequence not shared publicly. The Shanghai lab closure for rectification. Academic articles subjected to prior review by the Ministry of Science and Technology and data on asymmetric silence carriers kept secret. It paints a picture of how the Chinese government deliberately covered up the coronavirus by silencing doctors who spoke about it, destroying evidences from the Wuhan laboratory, and refusing to provide live virus samples to international scientists working on vaccine. The United States, along with the other countries, has repeatedly demanded a live virus sample from the first batch of coronavirus cases. This is understood to have not been forthcoming despite its vital importance in developing a vaccine, while potentially providing an indication of where the virus originated. It is also observed that 21 million mobile phones are disconnected from Hubei province from January to April 2020. This also one of the indication that 21 million people might have died due to coronavirus. Doctors in China who spoke about the virus were either silenced or made to disappear. Several doctors, medical and paramedical staff are also died. In 2015 itself, Wuhan Institute of Virology able to produce hybrid virus. This led to the emergence of SARS virus. By January 7, 2020, she with her team produced the new virus SARS-CoV-2. This is nothing but a combination of more than two viruses, later named as COVID 19, emerged from the Wuhan lab by human mishandling. Supposed to be the director of the Institute of Virology, informed about the virus that it can be transferable from human to human in December itself. By informing this information, she was disappeared from December 30th onwards. In Wuhan and Hubei province, 5 crores 80 lakh people are inhabiting. The density of population is very high. You can compare with Bombay and Calcutta, the density. Here, if you look into the problems and issues faced by the Wuhan people and Hubei province people, the gravity of the situation was very high. From December last week to April last week, many people might have died. Hypothetically, we can forecast or we can able to assess that 15 lakh people might have infected and 2 lakh people might have died with the COVID 19 virus. But the information provided by the China is no doubt it is false information. Based on the several resources data, it can be concluded that 60% of the coronavirus cases in China was unreported. The Wuhan diary gives us enough information what happened in China. The French government extended the financial support to establish Wuhan Institute of Virology. Apart from that, 10 companies from France also supported for this institute. This led to the establishment of a big virology lab in Wuhan city. After establishing this lab, the Australian government supported with the high-tech sophisticated equipment for doing research. Canada also extended their knowledge in virus research and given accommodation for the scholars to work on the virus in their institutes. The British has given the global language English and established different educational institutions for their knowledge acquiring. The United States extended their help by establishing the powerful and renowned companies in China. So, within a span of 30 years, the China became very powerful. Now it is very difficult for the entire global countries to face the China. We have enough evidences that new coronavirus emerged from Wuhan laboratory. She, in her seminar presentation in 2019, informed that she can able to make new virus by combination of different viruses. This itself is an evidence that COVID-19 emerged from Wuhan Institute of Virology lab. This is evidenced She's Zhengli's V chart that the 2019 novel coronavirus is a punishment by nature to human. If the Communist Party had taken early steps to warn the world instead of covering up its spread, and if the WHO had simply questioned or cautioned against China's assertions, the harm would have been significantly reduced. Instead, the PRC's actions and WHO's inaction precipitated a pandemic, leading to a global economic crisis and a growing loss of human life. Communist regimes have been responsible for the death of more than 100 millions worldwide. France, Australia, Canada, USA, Europe, and many countries given a demon the best and most advanced technology for the welfare of the human society in the world. You see, now all of us got hit hard by the virus because it is assisted by China's Communist Party. Based on the above observations, we can able to draw a hypothesis that COVID-19 has originated from Wuhan Institute of Virology. The COVID virus is a hybrid virus prepared in Wuhan Institute of Virology with a combination of more than two viruses. That is why we are not able to understand the genetical characteristics of the viruses. The COVID 19 virus came out of the Wuhan Institute of Virology lab because the lapses of biosafety and biosecurity of the laboratory, which led to the spread to the human population. The COVID 19 virus spread to entire world within no time. This is mainly because of the mishandling of the coronavirus by the Chinese Communist Party and its carelessness and administrative deficiencies. The Chinese Communist Party has destroyed all the evidences relating to the COVID 19 virus from the Institute of Virology lab. The Chinese Communist Party has given false information of the number of people infected and number of people died in China due to coronavirus. The Chinese Communist Party has not only cheated the supported countries to establish the virology lab but also the entire world. As for the WHO, it has served as a puppet that repeats the Chinese Communist Party propaganda without question. Not only has this diminished its credibility, it also helped cause the pandemic that is wrecking the world. No doubt that Chinese Communist Party is held responsible for all that what is happening to the mankind in the world today.